Have you seen any Saw of the Saw franchise?
Think bits and pieces. I remember a dude getting cut in half sometime. And there's a box with like the razor blade things her hand went through and would cut it on the way out. And like, can't remember if that was a trailer or a movie I saw.
It was a movie. It was probably the trailer that you saw because that was part of the trailer.
Yeah, the trailer for the movie. Like
She was basically like reaching for what was supposed to be the antidote, but then her hands get stuck because you can reach up and be okay, but to pull down.
The best way to do it would be to reach one hand in, hold the thing open with your other hand like that.
Yeah, well, they were stressed out, and yeah, they had issues. They had issues.
Lord.
But so apparently, the franchise is still alive and kicking, and now we have Spiral, and interesting, Chris Rock is in it. This is a horror movie.
Has he done any like horror serious acting before? Because I know he's a big comedy like actor.
Yeah, he's very big with like comedy. I'm not 100% sure of like his full like I am whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole not roster but something
filmography or something like that.
I know similarly Marlon Wayans was in Requiem for a Dream and a couple other things. So like present is definitely there for comedians going into serious stuff and just absolutely killing it. I mean, pun intended, I guess. But
So you ready to look at the trailer?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I was gonna say that's
well, let's watch the trailer first.
Oh, right.
That. Okay. So you ready to see the trailer?
Yes.
Okay.
Reacting too early.
Yeah, you are reacting too early. Oh. I mean, let's see.
Oh boy.
Oof.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
So you should have known with freaking Samuel L. Jackson they were gonna have that.
Of course.
That's
his whole trademark.
That's his punchline.
That's his thing.
Or catchphrase. Okay.
So first thing, and the most obvious thing, of course, is that's New York City, or to be more precise, Manhattan. Which, you know, the other guy was saying. Well, I don't want to skip too much forward with.
Just talk.
Okay, just talk. Because I was gonna try to do chronologically, but I was saying like they were targeting cops. This is a new thing. Spiral. Which, of course, Spiral was a jigsaw thing on, I think, the dude's cheeks.
It was on the puppet thing. It had the spiral cheeks. So, yes. Because what Jigsaw would do was the clues, it would be like a jigsaw, like a puzzle piece. And that was kind of like his stamp.
Yeah, trademark.
I'm the one doing this.
Huh. Okay.
Okay. So, interesting to see how they're going to play to combine the two universes, basically. Well, it's one universe, but how they're going to combine this with what we've already seen.
Because my big thing is I didn't know if this was going to be like a continuation or like a soft reboot. Or...
if anything, I feel like it's continuation.
Okay, because that would make sense then. But also, we didn't see in the trailer until the very end really any like torture.
Well, and that was the thing with Saw.
Dude with the...
It was very much, and like I'm a huge fan of the Saw franchise. It was always very like your choices decide your fate. Like who you are as a person decides your fate because you're going to react differently in a situation. And so I think that's going to be what we're going to see, and that's why we didn't see much of like someone is being tortured. Because another thing that was...
And you don't want to spoil it too much.
But another thing that happened in Saw, with a couple of the movies, things were done in like flashbacks. Because I know for one, there was like the way things were playing, you thought there was like a cop, his son had been kidnapped, and like his son was in this room with all these other people. That's the one you saw the trailer for, where the like woman's arm.
Oh yeah.
That's the trailer for that one. And the movies have been out for like years, so there is no such thing as spoilers.
Indeed.
But basically, it's like the whole time, and it's like the cop finally finds the building. He goes, and it's like, because they have a timer. It's like they have to find them before a certain amount of time so they can give them the antidote. Otherwise, they're going to die from, like, what they've been injected with. What they've supposedly been injected with. He finds the place. He runs in, and he's also talking to his partner on the radio. He's like, we're in. He's like, where are they? And she's like, what are you talking about? I don't see you. Because she's also looking at, like, what is supposed to be live camera feed. And she's like, I don't see you.
Oh, no.
And then the alarm goes off, like, the timer goes off. And then there was a safe in the room with them that they didn't, like, really understand. The safe opens. Inside is his son with, like, a oxygen mask. His son was there the whole time. And then, like, one of the people who was supposed to... Because it was, like, at the same time, like, they're watching this and they're in a hurry. Like, his son and this lady who ended up being Jigsaw's, like, partner in crime. Were like running from this other guy who was trying to kill them. So they were like trying to catch them in time and be like, everything's okay, we're here. And then, but turns out that was a recording. It was never live. That had already happened. So this whole time they had just been watching a recording. His son was in the room with him that he was literally in. Ooh. And so that's why... That might be why we see all this, like, exposition.
I hadn't thought about it like that. That's very interesting.
It's a possibility. And then, let's see. Because he's with his partner. And another thing about the Saw franchise, basically, throughout all of it, there were, like, quite a few people actually helping Jigsaw. They were some of the first people he tested. And he would test them to see if, like, they were worthy of, like, being his accomplice, basically. And, like, one of them was a dirty cop.
And essentially the same tests were, like, the torture type.
Because Jigsaw's thing was, you have a chance to escape and, like, live. It was basically kind of like a confess your sentence kind of thing. It's like, admit that these are problems with me as a person and overcome it. And so, like, that was always Jigsaw's thing. Was, a lot of people die.
Very
but it was
slightly wholesome in the darkest
it was supposed to be
way.
Yeah.
Got it. The other thing I noticed, and this is what I was going to say in the beginning, is I noticed Chris Rock's partner and immediately was like, oh, that's, I forget the dude's name, but his character in Handmaid's Tale was Nick, the driver for the...
I haven't watched that, so...
Gotcha. But yeah, I just finished watching that. Like, and another, slightly disturbing thing. I can understand why a lot of people probably wouldn't want to watch that. But anyways, I'm not going to devolve too much into that.
Yeah.
But very good actor. Excited to see that he's in here. Like.
Yeah. So then you go to this crime scene, and it's all these spirals, and so I think it's a Jigsaw copycat because Jigsaw is dead.
Right, yeah.
Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is.
Like, on screen
However,
died. Like,
there are still the people who escaped. Because he basically, like, the people who escaped, he kind of entrusted with his legacy, kind of.
And that could play into what they were saying, too, of, well, you pause at a perfect moment, because that looks very much like a Survivors AA type meeting inside of a church.
Because I know with, not Jigsaw, but the Saw that was before Jigsaw, where probably, like, my least favorite, just because it was during that peak where, like, 3D was the new thing, and they oversold like on the gore because of it.
My Bloody Valentine, I think, was one of the first, and they're all...
Yeah,
and
that was
so, the whole
basically, with that, because, Jigsaw became Jigsaw because, basically because of his wife. Or, yeah, she was his wife. But basically what he left, because the first episode where you have, like, the cop, and him and, like, the other guy are, like, chained by the leg, and it's the whole, like, having to saw your foot off thing, is he is alive. He got out. He escaped. But Jigsaw basically entrusted him with, like, tapes. And it was basically because he knew some of the people he was working with were not trustworthy. So he was like, if anything happens to her, this is what you do. And so at the end of that one, like, it was overuse of the 3D aside, the end of that one, the dirty cop ends up killing her because she knows who he is. So he kills her, and then, he's thinking he's walking away, and then it comes, like, that cop and, like, some other people come out of nowhere, and they're wearing, like, the pig mask, and they, like, beat him, and, like, they kill him. And it's basically, it does, like, a flashback all the way to where, like, she, like, Jigsaw told her, deliver this to this one guy. Inside it was the tape saying, if anything happens to her, he did it. This dude did it. And you know what to do, basically. And, like, so, all those people, at the end, there were several people. So, like you said with this, I'm wondering if that's going to play into it.
Right. Yeah, because... Okay, and then we see, like... I also got a lot of, like, Seven vibes from this. Obviously, like, the box.
Yeah.
Chris Rock opens. Also, like, men in masks and what looks like hardware, or quite literally blue-collar uniforms. They storm into that hotel and do the thing.
Yeah, and that's... Also, I'm wondering...
Because that's 3 of them right there.
Yeah.
And if I had to guess, that would be Chris Rock, Samuel Jackson, and...
I don't know. What are you talking about? That was Chris Rock,
the hotel. Boom.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. We'll see. I can't tell because of the mask. On and like the blur on the guys in the back. Just every
And of course, okay, because that was very much... It might be hard to pause a snapshot on that, but chains, pulley, cogs.
Oh.
And that looks absolutely...
Because that's...
Are his fingers attached
That's
to
multiple devices. Because that thing on his... Looks like the, thing he had on... Amanda was the lady's name.
Oh, yeah!
That if you didn't get the key, it would just rip your jaw open.
Because wasn't there a time when, like, the key was in somebody's own eyeball? Or
it was like...
weird? Like...
was like with her. It was in her friend's eye. So you basically have to like smash it out. And yeah. And then like in someone else's, they did another one with the same device and it was in their own eye.
Okay, my big thing with that is like, how would you still be able to see out of your, unless it was a glass eye, like...
No.
I mean, I'm no optometrist, but like...
There was some...
Just magic.
Magic, yeah.
Sure.
We'll call it.
Okay.
But yeah. But oof. Because that is like each finger.
Yeah, that's...
So, but with that one, I'm wondering, because... And this is how, you know, it's a copycat. Jigsaw, you could always escape. How are you going to get out of that unless someone is helping you? And like someone else is coming.
That's
and
true.
Because you yourself cannot get out of that.
And that looks like something you'd see in the Tower of London, like possibly worse, because that looks horrific.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ugh.
Yeah.
And it's like, part of me thinks we can already understand what some of the trials may be, like the subway, and also them cutting through what looked like a brick wall. I guess a dude in a SWAT uniform or something. And yeah,
and
of
that's
course,
just
that's a throwback.
That's the throwback. But yeah, that is like, I'm looking forward to this.
This is gonna be great.
Because
Samuel L. Jackson
and Chris
dude,
Rock,
like, take no crap. Just
like, and he's the executive producer. But I think it's gonna be good. Because it's just, you don't know what's gonna happen with Saw unless you watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're really gonna have to watch this one.
Oh yeah. Did it have a release date in the trailer? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, paying so much attention to what was in the trailer, we didn't notice.
All right, so Spiral will be. I'm gonna still call it Saw.
From the Book of Saw.
I'm still gonna call it Saw. No. Oh wait, 2020.
So, I guess sometime this year.
Sometime, probably around Halloween. I would bet.
You know, because the spooky movies do come out then. Oof.
But yeah, gonna
see this one.
it.
Probably gonna be great.
It's gonna. I have high hopes.